I don't want to be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately. All I have to do. That's the best part of season 7. And season 8 comes back, and we hear a whole bunch of different renditions of that song. But hey, guys, welcome to Unpop Review Entertainment. And this is your One Tree Hill season 7 review. I am one of your hosts, the Tribal Chief of Staff, Mike Knoxxx. And as always, I am joined by the lovely, the vivacious, the Sawyer of Captain Shakespeareanness. What's going on, Captain Shakespeare?
Not much. I'm excited to get into this season because I feel like it was absolutely ridiculous and all over the place. Like, I can't.
As we've talked about many times off air, it's just like this should have ended. I've never gotten past this season. I actually don't even. I think it's the first time after I watched. I said, okay, I did see it all at some point. I don't think I saw it live for sure. And we'll get to the end of season 7 and where that takes off. That lead us into season 8, and just 2 more of these to go through. But I tell you this, man, this was a hard watch for season 7, Captain Shakespeare. But go ahead and let them know what we ever talk about. We're gonna do season 7, so break it down for them.
Well, we start off with Haley's back on the road. She's back doing music. I think she's on tour, and they're showing how Nathan and her are making it work. Jamie's on tour with them. He's supporting her. Nathan's also blown up in the basketball scene again. He has an agent whose name is Clay, who becomes a very prominent figure in the show. I love Clay. I think Clay is a sweetheart. He's so sweet. You don't like Clay?
I do not like Clay. I have not liked him when they first came. Maybe it was me having to get adjusted to new characters on the show. That I'm quite sure that probably takes a big part of it. It's just I didn't want to lose Lucas.
Right.
And then from the show, so we knew he needed a new best friend. I just think Clay has, as they would say, I don't agree with it about Tom Holland, but people say Tom Holland has a punchable face. I think Clay has a punchable face. I never knew what that meant until I rewatched season 7. Every time I see Clay, I don't trust him. I just don't trust him, and I don't like who he ends up with because she is too good for him. But I digress.
Oh my God, this is crazy. So Nathan, we start with his issue. This woman, she has, I forgot her name because she was so irrelevant.
I can't say the H word, but she was a gardening tool.
I'm crying.
Was she not a gardening tool?
She was an asshole is what she was.
Okay, there it is. A cow. Oh, that's what she just called her.
She made a claim that Nathan slept with her. And
I know her name now. They used to call you. She's still my money.
I can't.
Gold diggers. That's what they call them. They call them gold diggers.
The name. I really was like ready to be like, what's her name? But she claims that she had a hookup with Nathan and now she's pregnant. Anyways, I didn't believe it from the very beginning. I was like, Nathan would not do this, girl. Like, anyways, get over it.
High school Nathan would have knocked her off, though.
Not pre-Haley Nathan would have.
Right. Before Haley high school Nathan, yes.
Yes. Pre-Haley, post, absolutely not. That's why I was like, oh, girl, you lying. You faking. Like, why are you just coming in and causing dissension, you demon? You demon. Like, and then Haley's looking at Clay like, you did this. You put him in this predicament. Which, I mean, it's true because Clay is like, now he must be a bad boy because of, the loss of his wife and that, affected him. Which I get. Like, people, respond to death in all different ways.
Yeah.
Some healthy, some unhealthy. This was unhealthy. So Jamie has a birthday party. And that's where Clay is introduced to Quinn. We're introduced to one of Haley's other sisters.
Man. Move over Haley. Like I thought no one could have my aesthetically pleasing eyes on them more than Haley, but then Quinn showed up.
Yes, Quinn is stunning. She's gorgeous. And I think she was just such a sweetheart. Like, I can't think of a time where I was like, Quinn, I don't agree. You're being no. Quinn, I feel like Quinn was really like reasonable for majority of her time on the show. Like, I don't think she ever had a time where I was like, this bitch is losing her mind.
Okay, good point. No,
Like,
there's never. She's never had that point. You are right.
yeah,
She's
no,
never.
she's just a likable character, like all around, and she's stunning. So I was like, okay, she's just literally perfect. Like, where's the negativities here? Like, where are
You
they?
know what? Even when the part I was going to bring up, we'll talk about later, is what she goes through with her husband and
Mhm.
leaving him and everything. I have to, although I didn't like the approach, she was honest,
Yeah, she
right?
was.
So
She
she's
said,
very
"Listen,
honest.
I'm not feeling it." So
Peace out. Not feeling it.
the way
Okay.
he handled things afterwards was so childish. I'm like, all right, boy, like, okay.
That's what men do. Men are childish. We do stupid things to make girls mad. The thing that it gets attention, and it never works. There's always a very, very bad decision. But that's what, and I'm being honest. As a man, we do the dumbest things in the world to try to get your attention, make you jealous, and make you angry.
Not,
Just so you
you
know.
know what? I don't want you to burden the men on with that because women also can do some dumb things as well. So yeah, I don't know. He's
I
tripping.
don't know if I had a, I don't know if I had a friend bang my brother or my sister. If I had, you know what I mean, like, or that. You're right, because just as bad as he was, so was she,
Yeah,
in that as well. Like that's your sister's husband. Like
we already know Taylor is just an absolute douchebag.
I
I
like a
can't
woman
stand
calling another woman a douchebag. It just seems different.
she's such an ass. I can't stand Taylor. Um, Brooke and Julian, let's move from that family because there's a lot going on with that family. Let's move over to Brooke. Julian, she finally has her boy. After seasons of fighting to get the guy, she finally has the guy. And
Not the right guy, just a guy. Look at
oh
look at this man's face.
no! Okay,
I can respect Clay, although I don't like Clay.
okay,
I
that's
will
a picture.
never, have I ever, will I ever like Julian. Never, ever, 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 ever. I don't care if he's in a Altrex commercial, a Ruex commercial, a
This is what
icy hot commercial. He could be in a commercial with Michael Jordan. And they could put a hologram of Michael Jackson and Tupac on there with him, and I won't like this man,
that's a
Julian.
really bad photo for him. Like he does really look like he has a punchable face. There. No, he really does. That's a really bad photo for him.
So, but that's her man. She got her man.
That's yep, that's Brooke's man, and now they're trying to figure out how to be a happy couple, and Brooke trying to figure out where she moves on, and her parents and stuff. And honestly, Brooke was kind of boring this season. I'm not gonna lie, her storyline was kind of flat for me. What it was nothing but her just trying to have her fairy tale. I have kids, and then we have what? It wasn't even that Brooke was boring; it was her storyline. And her counterpart, she was actually dealing with herself through Alex. I feel like her younger self, like she was
Well,
getting a taste of her own medicine with Alex, is what I felt.
that's exactly what it was. A
Yeah,
taste of her own medicine, and this is, I know you're not a Brooke hater, but you're a Brooke hater. Okay, so here you go again, hating on Brooke. Okay,
Alex
but
was
yeah,
like her younger self. I swear she was.
she was exactly her younger self. I mean, look at this woman. I'm sorry.
She was off her rocker though.
And she was insane, and we'll talk about Alex later as well. But no, Brooke's story arc was boring this year, but it's because look at where cohort were. I
Yeah,
mean, like every time he kissed her, I was like, ill. Like he just you're a
ew.
girl. You're a girl. So you know this more than I do. Okay. You know a creepy looking guy when they're looking at you creepy. He just looks at her creepy looking at me. Julian. It's just like,
Yeah, like this.
that's not attractive. You
Like
know
I
what I mean? Like,
don't look.
yeah, like let me give you. I bet if I give her a couple of shots, and then not to mention, every time I see him and they kiss, I go, yet again, she got Peyton's leftovers. It was like you can't even give her a whole new guy.
They could have. They could have.
Oh, anybody but that guy.
They could have definitely cut their losses with Julian, had him go to LA, and then just start her fresh with a whole new guy who was cuter, and had a less punchable face. Because Julian's not ugly. Let's start there. Julian's cute, but he does have a punchable face.
He's no Lucas.
No, he's not. Absolutely not. No, no, no. Absolutely not. And he ain't no Nathan either. Let's be real here. So Alex, so we meet Alex as we were talking about. And she's basically like a movie star. Who's I think she's wanted to move into singing at some point. Did she completely start going into it at the end of the season, or was that the following seasons? I feel like you're
I'm
muted.
sorry. I was.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
What you asked me again?
Alex, did she move into singing this season, or was it the following seasons?
It's
Like,
next
still,
season.
yeah, she
It's
was totally acting in this season, and she was a train wreck.
I think I have watched all these things now because I remember her now. Because I kept wondering, how did I even know that she sung? Because nowhere in season 7 do they talk about her singing. So, dang, I guess I did watch this. I'm a faithful person to a TV show. All right, I might even have to go back and finally finish off Desperate Housewives. I stopped after season 5. Just couldn't do it. I was like, how many crazy people gonna move in this damn neighborhood and
Yeah,
y'all don't
like,
move by now?
Yeah, I had to step back from that show after a while because it was so ridiculous. I was like, okay, so now you. Okay.
That's just what it is. But no, we go. So again, season 8 is like where I'm rating to get to because season 7 just couldn't get no worse. I mean, and I don't mean that like I watched it. Like, they had some good parts in here, but it was a very hard, like Jamie changing even. Like you said, they all come back. She's on tour. He comes back. He's a little braggadocious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't feel like he was still the same. He was written to still be the same caring kid as he was. I didn't feel. You know what I mean? Also, and I didn't like the season because we're still at the birthday party. The whole thing with Skills and leaving and go to LA and we're going to get to all that stuff. But just I did not like this season. Like we love season 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, I feel like what this season was they knew that they took a big hit. They lost 2 of their main characters, and they were just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what stuck. That's what this season was. It was like the test dummy for it. And then when 8 and 9, when they figured it out, I mean, those seasons still had some ridiculous things as well. But they had figured out where they were moving at that point. 7 was kind of like the test dummy.
Well, it was definitely, it crashed, it burned, it was all over the place. You had too many different story arcs you were trying to introduce. It was times where I'm watching it and I couldn't tell. We've always talked on here and doing these One Tree Hill reviews here on Unpop Review Entertainment that the seasons felt like they ran together because it just never stopped. This seemed like I don't know what I was watching.
Right.
At least that's how I felt because we watched other seasons. It was like, remember, I got confused for season 3 and 4. I was like, he was like, no, I was like, no, it's all. He was like, no, it's the same season. You know what I mean? So this season felt like I'd lost, like you said, 2 of the biggest stars to their show. And, you can't cook in the kitchen if your spaghetti is going against the wall and it doesn't bounce off the wall. If it sticks to the wall, it's not done.
Right. I feel bad for I feel bad for Clay and Quinn because they were meant to be that replacement couple for Lucas and Peyton, and I feel like that's very big shoes to fill. I feel like it was very forced. Like, 'cause I feel like they just like, oh, it's you. I like you. Boom, smush together. There wasn't any see, with Peyton and Lucas, it was like it took time. There were so many obstacles in the way, which made you love the couple even more, once they got together because that they fought for this. Clay and Quinn just was like immediately together, and they were just never really apart ever. There wasn't any obstacles.
It was forced. They forced us to like them.
Yep.
I didn't even look at it that way until you just said it. Like they were the couple to replace the other couple.
Yeah.
And by doing that, we fell in love with Lucas and Peyton. As we talk all the time, as I was proven wrong. God, I hate saying that. As I was proven wrong, Comet was always the start of this show.
Yeah.
And that was the true love story, despite where it took us before they got there. You can't just, it was like Hollywood saying, hey, go The Last Airbender and put all 22 books into a 90-minute movie. It's going to suck. It's 22 books. You can't put it in 90 minutes. It needs to be drawn out. And they did that with this. They tried to, and I mean, a lot happened between Clay and Quinn during this season to be one season of 22 episodes. A lot of stuff happened. Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No, you're right. And I kind of want to wait to get to that because I really want to rant about their story arc because I felt like that was absolutely absurd what happened with them, to be honest. So yeah, okay. So back to Julian, Brooke and Julian. Julian was acting stupid because I don't understand how he could not see how inappropriate his working relationship with Alex actually was. It was very inappropriate. And the way he would gaslight Brooke into not like, being like, oh, what if this and that, and that. No, it's inappropriate. Stop making
Well,
her feel wrong.
he can't help that he's a bad actor.
It,
Right?
and that is the character. It's like he was really trying to make Brooke feel like she was wrong for feeling like his relationship with Alex was inappropriate. It was entirely inappropriate.
Okay. In Julian's defense, how was it inappropriate? I just need to hear that from you. I just want to know. I want to see if I can fit it.
Call him when it was very inappropriate times to be calling. I get that's like someone you work with, but at the same time,
she's the star actress in this play. I mean, I just said play.
She did, and calling him to her hotel, being half dressed, and we knew that she liked Julian. Julian kept telling Brooke, she doesn't like me, she doesn't like me, she doesn't like me, until he tells her she doesn't like him. And what happens? What happens?
She tries to kill herself.
That was so dramatic, Miss Alex. But
this is what addicts do, though. Remember, we get introduced to her for coming to wear the clothes over bros. We know she's an addict. She's nothing. She's all these failed things that, if anybody had an arc in this season, it's Alex.
Oh, yeah.
Or one of the arcs in this season. I don't think that's fair. I think there were some other ones.
Hers is the most aggressive.
I think hers. It was definitely thrown in our face, and she was Brooke, but an adult version, and minus the drugs. Like, I don't think Brooke would ever killed herself. So I think I give you that, because you came up and said that she was younger Brooke, and that's exactly who she was. She was very promiscuous. Even the not drinking stuff, and just the smell of it. You know what I'm saying? And sleeping with the clothes over bros guy who comes in the rights, the English guy who ends up knocking off Vivian.
I feel like that's where Brooke could have ended up being if she didn't have the support system, the friends that she had. I feel like that's what could have been Brooke, because I do see a lot of similarities between her and Alex, but Brooke just had a better support system. Alex didn't have anyone, except for Julian. And then obviously when Julian was like, listen, this relationship is starting to affect my relationship, like this working relationship is affecting my actual like real life, I need to take a step back. And then she's like, now I have no one. I felt really bad for her in that moment.
You felt bad for Brooke?
No, I felt bad for Alex.
Oh, okay. I thought you were. Oh my! Look at me. Think you had some compassion for the star of the show.
You know what? I also felt bad for Brooke too, because I felt like she was being forced to kind of deal with something that she had every right to feel bad about. But then once Alex tried to take her life, Brooke being who she is, she has a very big heart. She goes into nurture mode immediately. That's just a natural way for Brooke. When she sees someone's hurting, she goes into nurture mode.
She's always been that way.
No, she has. Brooke is nurturing. But the thing with Brooke is she's either all or nothing. She's either very nurturing or she's very, very, you know what.
Right.
So there's no in between. Brooke is not a middle ground person. So
that's why I like her. I think we have that in common. People either like Mike Knoxxx or they can't stand me. It's hard. I don't think I'm it's very few people like, all right, yeah. Either you like me or you don't. That's just what it is. But you have her arc also, which was a boring arc.
Yeah.
Right? Of Brooks. But I think Haley went through the biggest transformation in season 7.
Yeah, definitely agree. But I want to spend more time on that, so I don't want to get to that. Let's move into Dan, who suddenly now doesn't have heart issues, and he's married to Rachel.
I don't understand that. I just never got how. At this point, was the original creator of One Tree Hill still around?
I think he was. I think he was still
because now you know that he's a creep, right? And like this guy should be locked up. The things he came up like. Dan's like my age now. Okay. And Rachel at this point that are out of college.
They're like 25, 24, 25.
Yeah. Like it's a 20-something year difference. Like this is your son's age. It can be your daughter, Dan. Like literally, that's probably your daughter.
So weird.
And it was just a weird analogy.
I don't understand why they even made them. You froze for a second. It scared me. I don't even know why they made them into a thing. It felt forced and dumb. Like they just wanted to put Rachel for shock value. That's what it felt like. And try to make it seem like Rachel was evil, which she kind of is a little bit. And then Brooke also slapped her for stealing her money. I'm glad that they brought that up because I would have been annoyed if they just acted like that didn't happen. That was the thing that happened. Rachel stole money from Brooke and dipped out. That was messed up.
And that was the last time we saw her until we see her with Dan.
With Dan. Which
So-
made no actual sense. How did they even meet? Where?
Well, they showed him at the strip club. Remember, Dan's sitting there and she's coming out being a stripper. Like that's how Don, how do you call it? Downtrodden they got. That he's like boozed up, beard not shaved, in a filthy strip club. Not even a good one. And then, by the way, I don't know nothing about strip clubs. I don't do strip clubs. I don't believe in paying for it. However, in a filthy strip club, they say strip clubs have the best food. I don't know. I don't go there. Anyway, I didn't see no buffet or nothing. Next thing you know, she comes up, and Rachel at this point looks like the straight heroin crackhead addict she is. Okay, makeup bad. This ain't the Rachel from high school that, I don't know, I still would have kicked her out of bed. But anywho, she comes anyway. I don't find Rachel aesthetically pleasing. All right. Peyton can get it before she can. And boom, they meet. And as you know, they sleep together. And he's reading a book, or he wrote a book or something. It was just weird. And then next thing you know, they're on a TV show.
Something about Dan that I don't like is he lacks self-awareness, like really badly. Because I feel like if someone actually, was resentful for what they did, they would not go to all these lengths to try to make money off of murdering someone. The book, the show of second chances and becoming a better person. I'm so mad that he didn't try this when Lucas was on the show, because you already know Lucas it would have been bad. Because Lucas has no patience for that foolishness.
I love Lucas. God damn.
None. And I just felt like it's so like, bro, if you were really resentful, you would go buy a farm, sit on that bitch, and just leave everyone alone and never come back. But you're
Thanos that shit.
right. I'm like out so much. I can't stand Dan. He's just a really terrible.
You know why you can't stand him, don't you? It's that stupid haircut.
It is the haircut, and he's just stupid. But he was useful in
Very useful.
figuring out that this woman was a liar for trying to say that Nathan slept with her. She's a dummy. I was like, you know what? I'll take it.
But the funny part is that Nate was like, it still don't make up for you killing your brother and making a book out of it.
Literally,
like he's going down for this. Remember, Haley's smacking her in public. She's getting pictures. She's making, this is some old full-blown basketball player, scandalous wife and family, baby on the side. In real life, like if this would have really happened in real life, this would have been like OJ in the Bronco, because that's how like they made it seem like this was like, you don't hear about scandals in regular media,
right?
That's what gossip and shade rooms and those things are for. You know what I mean? Like you don't hear the news talking about a sex scandal or a baby on the side, because all these basketball players and football players and baseball players and athletes in general got babies on the side somewhere, right? Not all of them, that's misunderstood, but a lot of them. So that was just funny to me, yo. He just bust her out on television like, oh, she's telling the truth. That is her name. And then Dan's so manipulative. He gets her to break down on television and everything. Like, I thought it was so brilliant. But Nate was like, nah, thanks for like saving my life, because my punk ass agent couldn't do it. And so Clay's useless. And Haley doesn't trust him because Clay's useless. He's just out here, banging my sister-in-law at this point. But boom, Dan comes through and he still gets no love. And then Rachel tells Rachel, I want to fix my life. Rachel's like, nah, dog. You in this for the long run. And don't die yet, because I won't get all your money until you die. Like, this is insane.
Rachel out-eviled him, which I He deserved it. So now we can move on to something a little bit more sad. Haley, Taylor, and Quinn have to deal with the fact that Haley's mother is sick. It is terminal illness, and it's not something she's gonna get better from. And I'm just remembering all the things about Haley's mom. She was always so sweet,
So
so
smiley, so
flexible.
always pleasantly happy, full of sunshine.
Right. I think the first episode that we actually met her was Wild Kingdom. I forgot. It was the first episode of season 2. And Deb was very rude to her because she is an asshole. But I loved Haley's mom. I think she's adorable. So it was very sad, and seeing Haley go through that transformation, she went through a lot, and it was very traumatizing for Jamie as well. I feel, especially the time when she jumped in the water,
Yeah.
or when she let her piano set on fire. Haley was very depressed at this time, and I felt bad.
The
And
night she snapped out to
yes,
go scream. I happened to be watching an episode with my wife, and I was like, I get that. Like, to have a house big enough to, it was, she went through a lot.
yeah. And I think they had a point where she was writing to Lucas throughout this, which I thought was so cute that they kept that, that they were still very much in contact. And then I think he visited at one point as well. I think this was the season where he visited. No,
He didn't come back in season 7 at all.
okay,
Yeah.
no, that was the last season.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
Because they made a big deal about it, like, he is back, and we're like, yeah, for 4 episodes.
That we did it. I was like, what?
4 episodes. We all got happy, and it was 4 episodes, yo.
We're so sick for that, honestly. But yeah, so she was talking to Lucas, explaining how she felt, and eventually she did get better. I think they went on a little trip. They took her, and at this same trip, we had Julian finally popping the question to Miss Brookies, which I thought was cute. I didn't like the thing that they did with the opening credits, changing it with I didn't like it. No.
Hold on. I think you jumped to season 8 again.
Why do I keep jumping to season 8?
And then you jump to the season finale because they were in the snow at Sundance after the movie got made.
How many ways can I express that I didn't like season 7? Like, literally this entire thing is just
that's when I really fell in love with Quinn, when she took that walk across the snow in the hat and the boots, and my man's skills and mouth is like, this is like, key, please. Like,
Quinn is gorgeous. We also have Millicent. She had her issue with drugs.
Jesus, Millie Huxtable.
Yeah, she had her drug issues because she started to feel a way about her body, which I thought her body was perfect. I didn't see anything wrong with how she was to begin with. But, as she got more into clothes or bros, and then, the zero's not a size, she started to kind of collapse under those pressures, and, started using. And this is also Alex's fault. God damn it. Jesus.
It is her fault.
Walking bad idea. She's a walking bad idea to everyone she comes in contact with. Poor Millie.
It was. The sad part about Millie is, you're right. It was. I didn't like that arc about her, and there's a thing, and I know that drugs can get anybody. I have a belief that certain people have enough willpower that it won't do them bad. You know what I mean? And I thought Millicent could be that person.
Yeah.
That it wouldn't get, and she let it get her, and I'm like, I just didn't like that about, so the other reason why I didn't like season 7, I get giving her something to do. Heck, write her off.
Right.
You know what I mean? Send her to New York. You know what I mean? Anything, but the drug thing and up the nose and the nose bleeding and all that stuff, it was just a lot.
Yeah. That's a real big issue I noticed with the writers. They don't know how to properly write someone off without disparaging the character. They don't know how to. They just don't know how to be loyal to the character. They just like to ruin them in some way instead of just.
Only Lucas and Baton got the good send off. I think.
No, because you know what, and I'm gonna get into that for season 8. We get into that for season 8 too. I got some rants because they really tried my girl Peyton. I'm not gonna get into it, but I'm pissed.
Hold on, spoiler alert, y'all, for season 8.
Pissed. So now we can move on to.
Well, you went to the last episode
Did
with
I?
when they took her away on the cruise. I mean, not the cruise. I
Okay,
said cruise.
I did jump.
But you were talking about her. You were talking about her arc though. And but she, I mean, when you're burying your mom,
That was
or not burying, but it was a hard time, and dealing with the loss of a mother and the loss of a mother-in-law. It's a hard thing to go through. So this season was kind of hard in that sense to watch.
yeah.
Because you like characters and we love Haley and things like that. And that's why I thought the flip of that, whereas where I think you're going now, it's my favorite episodes of the entire. Only thing about season 7 I like, other than Quinn, was this one episode whenever we get to it.
Yeah, no, that was really sad. It definitely was depressing. So now we can move on to Clay. If I could go over the top 2 people who had the most absurd storylines throughout the series, not even just the season, the series.
The series.
We're gonna go with.
Ding 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 ding.
I want to say Peyton because sometimes something was like.
Yeah, Peyton did have some crazy stuff, but that was over 6 seasons. This man did this in 22 episodes.
Clay. Like, I'm not about to play with you. Like, listen, Clay.
I'm not about to play with you.
Yeah, like that one. I can't. Like, Clay, like, this is ridiculous. He meets this tennis player who just so happens to be an identical looking to his wife that passed away.
Identical. And
now she happens to also be crazy and becomes obsessed with him. And she destroys Quinn's art gallery. Why? She dyes her hair the same color. Why is she crazy? We should have got a story about why she was so crazy for no reason. I just feel like this is an absurd storyline. Is it not?
It is really not smart. It didn't make any sense. I think it was insulting to our intelligence as an audience that watches television.
Yes.
That you would think that we would accept that. You know what I mean? And you're a wrestling fan, so we could put this out there. That was lazy booking.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's what we call in the wrestling world lazy booking. You cannot give me this man's wife and the stalker girl who's obsessed with looking exactly the same. Like, how do you do that? How do you think that's okay? Okay. Like, is it the some believe we have doppelgangers. Sorry, I watched a lot of, there's alternate, we're clones, multiverses and whatnot. She's definitely in the multiverse, and it's a lot of madness. Okay. Make sure you check out the Doctor Strange review, spoiler discussion we had. All right. Check that out if you haven't seen it. Spoiler alert. We will talk about everything Captain Doctor Strange. I think it should have been called Wander Strange, but hey, that's just my opinion. Okay. But yeah, Clay that's your guy. You said, and I quote coming on, I like Clay.
Clay is a person, but his storyline is like, and it gets worse. Like, it gets worse. Like, this is not even the worst thing that, like,
no, the end of season 7 is the worst thing that happened to him.
I can't. So... I can't. No, 8.
I say I partially remember 8, but you're right because I know where it starts off at. But look at this guy's face; just want to punch him right in his mouth. You're right because where 7 ends off at, 8 begins, and then I kind of dig how they did that though in season 8 because I'm already watching it. Little spoiler again. We're moving on. That's how bad we don't like season 7. We're ready to start talking about season 8.
Literally, I can't stand season because it was like clear that they were so lost on how to move forward after losing Lucas and Peyton.
The one thing they did good was her.
Oh yes.
Sorry, they got Alex right. Look at the cat. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just mesmerized.
She's stunning. She's actually really ridiculously pretty.
On our last episode, I'm gonna rank, if that's alright. No offense. I know I did watch Social Network. I want to rank the top 10 women in One Tree Hill history.
I'm praying. If you rank it on just like in general who you loved. Like,
I'm not going off of straight looks. To me, I know a lot of my friends get mad at like. They'd be talking, not guys talking. I'd be like, No, I don't see it. They're like, yeah, we know you, Mike. She got to be a supermodel to you. If she ain't. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I blame it on my wife having me watch America's Next Top Model. I got to see lines. I got to see smile. Can you smize?
I
All
think
that stuff matters.
Ranking. We can both do rankings.
Yeah, yes.
The women and the men, and we'll both do double our rankings.
Is there 10 men you thought were handsome? Where was skills rating that?
And skills doesn't age.
But I think you're not gonna put mouth in there. Skill does not age. Skills
exactly
looks the same right now. He's like 48.
Really
okay, and still got a bald head.
He can still play a high school player.
Still plays high school. He still plays a high school character. You know, that man's like 50. And he's still playing high school characters because he looks exactly the same. That's some good skin right there, boy. They say good black don't crack. Okay.
That's it. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, now we go to the last episode because last episode we might have to drink on that one. Because we don't know where we're going to be. So day drinking are coming real soon here on Unpopular Review Entertainment One Tree Hill. But Julian gets his movie made. All right, I have a problem with that. Because they never showed us any clips of the movie.
Especially after all the drama the movie brought. We should deserve to see some clips.
When it's about them. Aren't they supposed to be the guy who's curly haired, who's gay, who sleeps with Alex? Oh, wrong movie?
No, they can't. Remember, they canceled that one that was about them. They got canceled.
Okay, and it's I get it was a whole different movie. I get that, but I still because they had that one scene in the high school and stuff. When Brooke smacked her, I thought it was still the same kind of movie. No, I was wrong by this time. All right, I'm glad they didn't show me no clips. I didn't care. All right, I always thought it was the movie that they were making all this time. Okay, they scrapped the scene. Season 7. Just finished watching it, Shay, and it's still a blur. Okay.
The best thing that came out of season 7 was the hilarious scene with Taylor showing up with Quinn's husband for dinner. That was awkward. Like, what is wrong with Taylor? Like, why does she act this way? Like, she literally frustrates me because she's like Rachel on acid.
No one's worse than Rachel. Because Rachel would have did this with no problem. Rachel would have showed up to dinner with no clothes on. That's how crazy Rachel is. However, I don't think she's too far behind Rachel. Just not the acid. All right, maybe a little booger sugar. A little booger sugar. Because she was insane. How you gonna sleep with you bad enough you broke the flower of my husband. Right? De-virginizing Nathan. Because you never get your first. And she always reminds Nathan about the shit. Like, ooh, yeah. I knocked you off, Nathan.
Claim to fame, I guess.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna get my brother's, my other sister's husband because you didn't want him. He's a good man. She had a point. He was a good guy. If it didn't work with you, hey, maybe when your sister might work out.
She is weird.
She has no life. That again, I tolerated her in the early seasons. I did not so much in this one because I did think I can get the young girl stuff that with the bar and it can't help that you knew him before Haley did. Different worlds y'all belonged in. Haley was a wallflower and she was kind of popular. So I get all of that still.
Right.
That makes sense. But this, you couldn't have been cordial. There wouldn't have been no like that. I thought, again, writing, trying to push the envelope to have us watch the show, you kind of took good fans away from what we thought the show was. So, and the show never was about basketball ever again, by the way. Just so you know. That died.
I think it kind of showed why Haley is the way she is a little bit because, of course, Haley was the first one who was like, "This is not okay," and just going at Taylor. Whereas Quinn is just like, whatever. That's probably why Haley is how she is, so judgy and so like in people's business because she has her passive sister and her psychotic sister.
Somebody gotta do it.
Has to be in the middle.
That's why mom loved her the most. Well, I can't say loved her the most, liked her more. I think mom liked her. I don't think mothers love a child more than the other one, but I think you like some more than the others.
Yeah.
I got 4 kids.
You can love someone, but also enjoy one person maybe more than the other.
And speaking of my 4 kids, look for us tonight on Family Feud, going against bad guys. Jack team, they are on a 4 Family Feud winning streak, but no, the Knoxxx family is coming through to beat them. Just so you know. Actually pops. You know, we pay for this time, so come back and watch Family Feud. Yeah, we're gonna win. I gotta believe we're gonna win. As long as the questions are questions my children can answer.
They got you. Don't worry. You're good. You guys are gonna win. I feel it.
So Jack may not like you said that. Jack may not like you said that. And I'm not editing it out either. Give in to the kid. Give in to the kid. Spoiler alert. Shay chose the Knoxxx family to win tonight's Family Feud. All right. Listen, because I don't want you to forget about it. I have to talk about this episode as a John Hughes mark. Wrestling terminology again, people. As a John Hughes super fan. My wife, I'm glad God blessed me with a woman that I have, because she has this video that I told her she can never post. Well, every time like Footloose comes on, I get like crazy. Oh, like at the end of the movie, I go crazy. I love 16 Candles. I love all this stuff. So this movie, this show was them paying again. This is like the third episode they paid respects to John Hughes, by the way. Okay, they did the Breakfast Club episode a couple ones back. But this one was, to me, that takes the cake, because it had not just that scene on the table, 16 Candles. You had the scene with one of Clay's crazy psychos that came by that Quinn dumps the smoothie on, that comes there. She plays the dumb blonde from 16 Candles, and she gets her hair stuck in the thing, and they cut her hair. Just this whole episode was, I loved it, because it was all about Nathan, who has turned into the guy to be one of the best guys in television to me, for like a 180 in his role, and being in, like, he's out. Him and Clay's doing something. I can't remember what it was, but they couldn't get home in time for Haley's birthday. And he said, "Yo, I'll always do something great for her birthday. She's going to want it." She wakes up like the movie. They forgot my freaking birthday. And the whole time they're getting home, and he ends up buying some random ladies just having money. That's when you see the best romantic stuff comes from guys who have endless pockets. Okay, because here he is late, missed his wife's birthday party and everything else, and he pops up and she says, "Whose car is that?" He's like, "Yours." And just Porsche, your Porsche. One of my favorite episodes in all of One Tree Hill is the 16 Candles episode. Just want to get out of there. I'm not as hard as y'all think. I know I spell my name with 3 X's, because I will still smack. All right. But The Notebook is still my favorite love story of all time.
So now we can get into basically the last thing that happens, how we close off this season. Yes. Crazy woman comes to Clay's home, and she shoots both Quinn and Clay, and now we don't know. Their lives hang in the balance. What the hell?
After such a great episode too, right? They go sledding on the thing. Mouth takes a Skills jacket. They made fun of him having this jacket for because they go to where's Sundance at Utah. They go to Utah.
Yeah.
And first of all, how the hell she get to Utah? How she know exactly where they're at in Utah?
They came back.
This is when they came back? Okay.
Yeah,
all right. So
that's his beach house that she shot them.
You're right. It wasn't the beach house. I apologize. So they came back, and then boom. Like, how you gonna just shoot somebody? He never even kissed you. He never even told you he liked you. He like some obsessions. This is like Peyton's brother.
Yeah.
Okay. Obsession. Not his real brother. I mean, people know what I'm talking about. Right.
Fake Derek, crazy Derek.
I don't get people who get obsessed with people who they don't even know.
Right. It just didn't make sense to me. It was such a silly thing that, like, the whole storyline was just absolutely silly. It was ridiculous. And then now Clay and Quinn are laying, their lives hanging in the balance. Quinn didn't even do nothing. Like, this girl, like, she didn't even do nothing. Like, she shot. This is crazy.
Well, the thing that happens is that Quinn just continues to be the best part of season 7, along with I got the picture. It's coming up with the crazy girl shooting her. She went back to her regular hair. Hold on, stay tuned for this photo. Oh nope, I lied. A lie detector test said that was a lie. No picture coming for that one. But no, the crazy girl shoots people because that's what crazy people do. They like to shoot people for they can't, whatever reasons, they do it. And I can't have you, then no one will. I never understood that. And like you said, Quinn just an innocent bystander. Like, she didn't deserve none of this. She gets caught in the mix because Clay's nonsense yet again comes to someone's doorstep the same way that it came to Nathan's doorstep.
Right.
Just just completely. I think it's trash.
Quinn's entire story arc is just her having to adjust to Clay's bull, like whatever stuff he's dealing with. That's literally her story arc, like for her entirety.
I think they should have done better by her character. I think her character deserves more because you introduce her as Haley's sister.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember. She was introduced in at the end of season 6. If I'm correct.
No,
So we just now see her here. Okay, at the birthday party. I thought we saw her before the birthday party.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
that was the first time they showed her.
Okay, and just she was one of the two things they got right in the show, I think, for this season, because to me it wasn't Clay and it wasn't Julian, right? So here she is shooting people. Why does she want to shoot people?
Why
And why
black like a ninja? Like what's going on?
And why would you want to shoot something so beautiful?
I'm crying.
Yeah, I took all that time just for that. I did. So that's season 7 in a nutshell. But when it ends and they go straight into season 8, we knew they made a mistake because for 2 seasons we didn't get our theme song. And our theme song is back. And I don't want to do anything other than what I've been doing lately.
I can't.
I just want to be me. I just want to be me. That's all I want to be. It's me. Any final words, Captain?
This season was interesting. But I will say that I enjoyed the addition of Quinn. I think she's a beautiful girl. I think she's one of the sweetest characters in the entire series. Who had the least amount of issues. And I don't mind Clay. I just think his storyline is absurd. I think him as a person is a good person, but his storylines are I can't.
Just say it. You can say it. Now we've talked it out. We've sat on the couch. We've talked it out. You don't like Clay. You don't like Clay.
Okay. I like Clay. I think he's sweet.
It's okay to be a nice person to say you don't like somebody. It's all right. We know how nice you are, Captain.
I do. I swear.
What do you like about Clay?
I think he's really kind. Like I think naturally he's a kind person. Like there wasn't a time where he was just like unnecessarily mean to someone ever.
It was shocking, and I will say this to be honest, realizing that he was seeing hallucinations and what he went through, it wasn't his fault. I just didn't like him, the actor, I think, playing the role. I think what Clay's character was, I don't think was a bad guy. He was a nice guy. Just things happened to him. I just wasn't a fan of the actor playing the role, I guess, for me. And I wasn't a fan of him or Julian or we didn't talk about, or the bar guy who becomes a singer. He used to be the record store guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You mean
Mm-hmm.
Chuck.
Chuck. Not Chuck.
Oh God.
Chris
Keller.
Not Chris Keller.
Not
the bartender
who
becomes the singer because of the record. Remember they had sent the girl over.
That guy.
But they threw that in this season as well, though. That's what I'm trying to say. Just doing stuff. The guy from the record store always never got no credit. Now he gets credit as a bartender. Now he's a singer. They got some British person come take Kaylee's record label away. That guy.
Right. That was such a stupid story. Like
just stupid.
Like why? Like who were those people? I'm still like why? Like.
And then even by the end of the season, when we get Clean Teen getting Alex. And then Mia comes back. None of that made sense either because you don't even belong with this chick. But yet they're trying to make this chick, because she's the new Brooke, turn a page. Well, she becomes a good guy, a good girl, so she deserves a good guy. But we'll see what happens in season 8, which I can't wait to talk about on a later date, 2 weeks from today. So overall, your impressions of season 7, besides saying what I'm going to say, is that it actually, I can't say it sucked. It just wasn't what I was used to. So I would give it like a C-.
I would give it like a D-.
Almost an F? Get the F out of here. It's been 20 years since they took that out of here. You just put an F right back in the show. Wow. I thought I was hard critic. Okay,
I
then in
take
that
a
case, I'm gonna
flawless.
give it. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a. Did I say C minus or did I say C?
You
I
had
said C minus. Okay, that's almost it. That's close. I can't go lower than C
look
minus.
at you.
I mean, okay, I try. I get it. A D. It wasn't that bad. Like I've seen worse television. I've seen worse television.
I'm sorry. The stuff with the crazy woman, like, come on, that's just like it didn't make any sense. And then Dan and Rachel, and then freaking Taylor and Quinn's husband. Like, there was too many absurdities for me to just overlook.
It was almost a D. So I just think the below the line budget people deserve more credit than that. So maybe the fandom in me gave it a C minus. But that's where we'll leave you, folks. And we'll see you again 2 weeks from now. One Tree Hill season 8 review coming on. We molding through these things, and the challenges are back. Where have you been? Woo! We'll see y'all then. Peace. I don't want to do anything.